Welcome to my e-learning portfolio, which I entitled Instructional Design and Innovation. Okay, so the presentation will be split into three sections. The first segment will look at two learning projects that I have created, including what software I used, technical expertise, and the outcome of the projects. The second segment will look at my philosophy to instructional design, what have I learned from multiple projects that I have completed. And the third segment will briefly touch upon what I believe will be the future of learning design creation and what I would be excited to work on and how I keep abreast of the latest developments in learning and design. Okay, so my first project, which I entitled Chemistry Learning Resources. So the first project I would like to showcase was completed for my MA thesis in Education and International Development. I aimed to answer the question on whether it was possible to teach the A-level chemistry OCR syllabus without the need of a chemistry specialist in person, rather through using technology. This is especially relevant due to a lack of specialist teachers throughout the world and not just in terms of chemistry A-level. I've included some stills here. On the right hand side is a multiple quiz choice. Okay, so my project design and implementation. So to achieve this, I used a simple but effective technology stack of a video editing software called Camtasia and a graphics tablet and printable or electronically enabled work booklets for students, as shown by this example on the left hand side. Okay, you can see that I do live writing, and I've also closed captions to increase engagement. I also incorporated quizzes into the platform to allow for constant feedback for students, which we saw an example on the previous slide. My pedagogical design used the theory of constructivism, whereby students built up their knowledge steadily using a scaffolding technique to answer harder and harder questions as the lesson continued and new knowledge was learnt. And when designing this platform, I was wary that too much information on the screen, which is known as extraneous load, would reduce the cognitive load of students. Therefore, I kept the design simple and easy to follow. And after my master's was completed, I went on to create the entire OCR A-level syllabus that can be viewed through YouTube, as shown on the left-hand side again, the video at the bottom. So I've created over 50 videos for students to use wherever they are throughout the world. Okay, was it successful? So yes, it was successful. And it was measurable as well. So I utilised qualitative and quantitative feedback data to measure the success. And we can see that there was an increase in 85% learning improvement in students compared to the baseline assessment. And there was 92% student satisfaction. This was measured through long-form surveys and Likert-style questionnaires. And I also made sure to enhance accessibility by including closed captions and an offline version of the platform as well. Okay, my second project I've entitled Crisis Learning Continuity. So the second project was completed under significant time constraint due to COVID-19, where all teaching had to move online due to the closure of colleges and schools. Therefore, I was tasked with setting up a platform to allow for seamless transition to online learning. The platform itself was a mix of pre-existing platforms using Zoom, PowerPoint, and our own college LMS. To achieve this, it was imperative that teachers could use the platform that I had created. So the first thing I had to do was a rapid assessment of digital capability of the teachers. So I split it into three categories. So low tech, I asked teachers to send an email with an attachment with questions that you would like to raise or they would like to raise. Medium tech, send an email with a video attachment with sound outlining your questions. And high-tech, use Zoom to pre-record questions and embed into a PowerPoint presentation. So this gave me a quick analysis of teachers' levels of digital capabilities, and I was able to find out the gaps in their knowledge. I then arranged online CPD to deliver the training. I'm not going to focus quite on that at the minute because I believe there might be time for questions on this later. However, after the online delivery of the CPD, I had to make sure that I updated senior stakeholders on progression, and due to us being online, I uploaded or integrated dashboards within our LMS to show training completion, which was updated live, which you can see on the right hand side an example of. And also as well for teachers' references as well. From the questions they had sent me, I also compiled the most common questions and created a document with them that had hyperlinks on them to show a short video on how to complete the question that was asked, as shown below. As some of them had sound when relevant and some of them didn't. Okay, so again there was measurable results. So all staff completed the technical level of efficiency required to teach online. Management also had live up-to-date results of the training. Our 200 plus learners continued their learning. And also by me creating the system, the college actually saves £50,000, which it would have cost for an external company to create the system. Okay, so my professional philosophy and growth. So I do believe that it always should be learner-centered. So every design decision prioritises the student needs and learning outcomes. To achieve this, it's important to get feedback off the students about training sessions. It should be evidence-based, so research-informed practices which guide our instructional design choices. There should be an inclusive design to allow for accessibility and equity. And always continuous learning, so staying current with evolving best practices and emerging technologies as well. Okay, and some of my reflections as well. So I did learn a lot from creating these learning platforms or e-platforms, and I've put it down to three things. So the first one is inclusivity. So to make sure that all staff who are being trained have access to the learning. So that might involve captioning or text to speak, or even providing examples which are relevant for example, if we were using civil service as an example, we put in examples that are relevant to the diverse nature and culture of the civil service. And also continuous feedback, so always improving, so providing feedback loops and surveys, and also sharing best practice, and also making sure about engagement as well, so including our adult learning principles as well, so making the content relevant to staff's everyday work life and scenarios based around that, making sure it's offline and online so people can access freely whenever they would like to. And interactivity, make sure that there are interactive groups such as peer-to-peer workings and questions and answers at the end of each session. Okay, so future vision and innovation. So much like most people, I think, I'm excited about AI, and I do believe it will have a huge impact on learning. To make sure I keep abreast of the latest innovations, I subscribe to a variety of podcasts based on education, design, and AI. I also have a subscription to an education technology magazine and keep up to date with the latest on edtech platforms. And at the minute, I am excited to try and develop an AI into learning. So I'm currently working on a project to incorporate a self-sufficient question and answer platform for students. This would automatically branch if they got the question wrong and provide scaffolded answers. And I'm also trying to incorporate an AI chat prompt that would allow for multiple unique questions to be generated. Okay, thank you for your time, and do you have any questions?